Hi, this is Darren Fox from the Donald D. Prey Law Library at the University of Oklahoma College of Law, and this is part two of tips on transitioning from Westlaw Classic to WestlawNext. I'm going to get into a little bit more complicated tips in part two here. Let's start off with the first one, searching big versus searching small. And what I mean by that is searching a big database versus searching in a small database. You have to be really careful on WestlawNext because they make it very easy for you to just put in a search from the home page, searching all state and federal, and letting it pick the databases that you want, that match your search, and bringing back a lot of results. You have to be careful because you do get different search results when you run natural language searches in big databases versus small databases. In general, you want to start small if you can. And so if I use this drop down right here, the little hourglass, it shows you the previous searches that I've run. If I click on that one here, I'm doing a dog bite search, and I do that in all state and federal databases, and just go ahead and click search. Now this is a natural language search, not a terms and connector search. You'll see what happens is, these are all my results, 37,000 of them. If I go into cases and I then try to narrow that down just to Oklahoma cases, if I open up the state link here and scroll down, you'll see that there are 10 Oklahoma state cases. Now there's a few more up here in federal. For instance, if I go and look, there's a 10th Circuit, couple 10th Circuit cases there, and I think there's a district, Western District case here from Oklahoma, so that's about 13. Now, what happens when I first start small? If I click the WestlawNext link to get back to the home page, drill down into state materials and then Oklahoma state and federal cases, so I'm only running just in Oklahoma state and federal. Click run the same search, click search. Now I've got 25 results. So something different is happening when I search small versus search big. There's a different cutoff occurring. And so just be aware of that when you're doing natural language searching in WestlawNext. Now, you may be a terms and connector searcher if you've been using Westlaw Classic a lot. And so here's several things on terms and connector searching. First, if you go to the home page and scroll down to the bottom of the home page, left-hand side, and click on Preferences, you can go to the Search tab and check this box, and that will tell WestlawNext to always run a terms and connector search if you ever put and, or, ampersand, or quoted phrases in the search box. So it overrides its ability to do a natural language search and tells it to do a Boolean search. So I leave that checked. Now, the way to start doing a terms and connector search is just simply to type ADV or type advanced and then hit colon and start typing your search. So if I wanted to do, owner and liability with a truncation symbol and damages and dog within the same sentence as bite, that's how I could run a terms and connector search. And that forces WestlawNext to do a terms and connector search. The other way that I can do it is I can use this advanced search page, and the advanced search page is a bunch of forms, fill in the blank forms. So it just breaks up the connectors. So you could just say, any of these, meaning or between each word for synonyms. And this form is sensitive to what database you're looking at. So if I go into cases from the home page and then I go into the advanced form, now I've got all these fields that I usually use to do field searches in cases. Okay, so that advanced page changes depending on what part of the database you're looking at. All right, now let's go back and run our search again for dog bite. And you remember the function locate, which is a way to search for words within a set of search results. So to further narrow your search results. So if I were to go into cases, what I could do is locate is now called search within results. And if I click there, I could try to narrow down my group of 919 cases and say I was just looking for, dogs that were on somebody else's property. I could put in, see if property was an issue, or let's say I was looking for not dogs, but like cat bites. That'll search the 919 cases for the word cat and give me back a smaller set of results. So that's what happened to locate. It's right there. And I think the last thing to tell you is just to remind you that this WestlawNext link up here will always get you back to the home page. And we'll have more things to talk about. If you ever need help, feel free to call the reference desk, 405-325-5268, or give me a call, 405-325-6540. Signing off for now. Bye.